Meet Tejas, who cracked a perfect 90 score in the PT exam very recently. And when he actually started, his reading scores were in 60s. And despite the exam changes, whatever changes happened, he managed to get an overall perfect 90 score in the PT exam very recently. So like and subscribe and watch it right till the end to understand what you need to do to improve your PT reading scores to get something like Tejas in a planned manner. Hey everyone, this is Anurag here from Edutrainex PTE. I hope you all are doing wonderful. So you see there are clear evidence of the students who are able to smash the PT reading module with a perfect scores. And being our student, they managed to massively improve their PT reading scores. That only means two things. Either you are scared of the PT exam or the PT reading exam, or you don't know what exactly you need to do. So what you exactly need to do is to understand the pattern of the exam and then be the fast and furious to crack an 8-band score in the PT reading module, just like Tejas. And if you are interested to join our live classes training with unlimited classes and support as well as app access and unlimited resources, do WhatsApp us or Telegram us and then we'll be able to help you. Whereas if you have already invested money in some other institution, you are already preparing, we do offer two types of memberships on our YouTube channel, YouTube Priority and VIP. In Priority, you get the most repeated exam questions, both for academic and PT core exam. Whereas in the VIP, you not only get the repeated questions, but you also get the vocabulary list for the reading, very important. Grammar book for reading, again, very important. Spelling list for listening and writing, as well as templates, as well as exclusive access to many of our videos. So what are you waiting for? Like and subscribe and let's watch this video right till the end to understand how you can still crack the PT reading module. First things first, before we actually get to the tensor part, we need to understand the patterns of the exam. So the pattern of the exam keeps changing and we do keep sharing those information in monthly updates in what type of questions are appearing in various modules, whatever modules are coming in the exam. So if you are watching our videos regularly, then you will understand. But what is recently happening is higher density of ideas in a very short passages. So that's what we are focusing on as the first requirement for you. So it does not mean that if it is a short passage, it can't fetch you a greater amount of score. And in fact, this kind of passages become a little difficult because you have less context to read, less things to find out. So the step number one that you need to find out in this type of questions, can we solve this question straight away using collocations? And collocations are what? Two words being used together. Where you can get those lists is the vocabulary list that I was talking about from the VIP membership plan. Or if you're our live class student, then you will get that list as well. So collocations, we prepare that list specially from the words that are coming in the exam repeatedly. And not only the collocation, the word partnerships as well. How they are used with other words like prepositions. That is heavily tested in the exam and then you can see in some of the questions that we are going to discuss today as well. Now this is an exam question. It's a very short passage. Your body is nearly 2/3 water. And so it is really important that you dash in a fluid to stay dash and healthy. Two blanks in one sentence. So you dash. What do with the water? Because we need more water. So look at the words. Eating, drinking, consume is the word. Consume fluid. So that is a collocation as well. And what about this part? What happens when we keep on drinking water? You stay hydrated. That is another collocation. So two collocations straight away can help you solve these type of questions very quickly. And what happens if you don't get enough fluid? You may feel what? You may feel, because of the lack of fluid, you will feel what? You won't feel headaches, but you will feel tired, feeling tired. Getting headaches, feeling tired. So that is exactly the collocation that you see next. And get headaches. So you get headaches, but you feel tired. So you see the question, answer number 1 was this, answer number 2 was this, answer number 3 was this, and answer number 4 was this. Now you will ask me, then why do we have these things written on the slide, context and grammar? So if you don't know these kind of collocations, how to use them together, then grammar can also help you. How? Okay, if you do not know, like in this type of question, you dash in a fluid. So you can look around the blank to see if the grammar can help you. You is a person, it's a noun, it's a subject over here. What we are missing over here is a verb because we see a combination of adjective and noun just after the blank. Enough, fluid. Fluid is of course a noun, it's used as an object over here. So what we are missing over here is verb and verb 1 in this case. So you can see how many verbs are there. Reverse can be a verb, consume can be a verb, tired is a verb but in the past tense. It is because this is talking about usual activity, we will use simple present tense. We will not use past tense. So only two options, reverse and consume, and even hydrated was in the past tense. So we'll use our common sense, which comes in the second one, context. What is it telling you? So you apply all the techniques together, and I'm pretty confident that you will be able to crack the questions in no amount of time. But try to follow it in this order. So if you know how to use them, the words straight away, you can get the answers. If you don't know, then you proceed to step 2, take help of context and grammar together. And definitely you will be able to do that. Next thing that we want to talk about is related to your vocabulary. Now, why I am stressing on this pattern? Because this is what is being tested in your exam right now. Vocabulary intelligence. The word itself means that whether you know how to use the words or not. This is exactly what I mean. Word partnership. If I say focus, you will say on. If I say pay attention, you will say to. This is exactly what word partnership is. And the word list that we prepare for the vocabulary is exactly feeding you that. Collocation, different words, word partnerships, which prepositions we use it with. And you can look at the exam questions, whichever website or our prediction file, you will see a lot of questions having prepositions before or after that is being heavily tested in the exam. So what do we mean by vocabulary? Not just the word and their meaning, but also their types, which type of words they are. If you are still having trouble understanding which type of word is what, I can give you a couple of hints. Only two type of words can have plural form, noun and verbs. Now, verbs are always action, whereas nouns, if you see something like this, they are always nouns. And there is a specific pattern for the words like nouns, adjectives, adverbs, verbs. You see the video where we have shared about those common patterns. It is going to help you a lot. Of course, it does not cover 100% words, but it covers pretty much, around 50-60% of the words that are used in that pattern. That will help you. So this is something that is going to accelerate your progress, accelerate your learning, accelerate your understanding of the words that are given to you. So words, step number 2, once you understand the words and their types, then you have to also understand how we use it with other words. I gave you some examples before. Focus on, if the word is created. Created by, if the word is consumed, then it will be consumed by someone. Created for someone. Dependent on something, not dependent for or dependent to, dependent on. With words like replacement, again noun, replacement of or replacement for something. So you need to learn all these combinations. These are simple words, okay? I'm not saying the words are complex, but how you use those words can definitely help you master. And as I have told you before, there are more than enough evidence from our viewers, from our live class students, that once they enhance their vocabulary power, their reading scores dramatically improve. Okay, now let's apply the concepts of vocabulary to see whether you are able to solve this type of question. What do you see in this type of question? This is another pattern of question that is being repeatedly used in the PT exam. You see how many blanks? 1, 2, 3, 4 blanks and such a big passage. So this is also trying to contrast with this kind of passages where you get shorter passages with more or same amount of blanks, bigger passages. So don't get confused, don't get nervous when you see this kind of passages. Steps will remain the same, but knowing the word and their meanings will also become important. So to achieve, over here you see to achieve, after to verb 1 is there, and what is coming after here is you see physical activity guidelines. So noun is pretty much here. What can come before noun? Adjectives, and what can come before adjective is only adverb. Okay, so let's see. To achieve daily physical dash. So what are we talking about? Are we talking about some degree? Look at the answer options. You have to know the meaning and understand the context as well. Currently, there is concern about the increasing amount of time children spend in sedentary activities like sitting activities. The number of children who fail to achieve dash daily physical activity guidelines, that is 60 minutes of moderate to vigorous intense activities every day. So we are talking about a requirement, okay? And requirement to achieve what? Daily physical activity guidelines, what? We need an adjective again, because as I told you, this is a noun, we need an adjective. Opinion is a noun. Behaviors, again plural form, it's a noun. This one is a verb. This one is a noun again. Minimum is an adjective. Matter again noun. Replacement again noun. So straight away you go for minimum. minimum daily physical activity guidelines. That is what it is trying to say. And then you keep on reading. And the apparatus increase in obesity prevalence as a result of such sedentary. So as soon as you see, this is a very, very common pattern of adjective, straight away, we need a noun. And of such means it is talking about more than one thing or more than one object. That means 100% plural noun is expected over here. So how many plural nouns do you see here? Behaviors is one, and that is the only one. Straight away it becomes your answer. Okay, and the third one, you keep on reading quickly. You have to skim read. You don't have to deep read this part because this does not have any blanks, but it may help you to get the context. So you keep reading very, very quickly. Frequently observed, children partake, introduction, active video games, convert traditional screen time into active screen time. Okay, and then modern AVGs utilize so and so, physically perform variety of actions. So it is talking about some things that can help to improve the sedentary lifestyle to more active lifestyle. Okay, actions, dash on. Okay, now again we see the preposition on, something on the console. Which kind of word can we use with on? Opinion on something or opinion about something? Of course, opinion is ruled out. Created on or created by. Dependent on, yes, definitely. A very, very strong contested here. Matter on, replacement on. Again, these are words not fitting. Just in the previous slide, I showed you some of the examples, and dependent on is the perfect fitting here. You can apply the meaning as well. We are talking about dependencies on something. And this is the only word that can be used with on from the given options. And last but not the least, what are we trying to say? While AVGs may provide children with a better alternative to sedentary gaming, they are not a sufficient dash for normal physical activity. So they can't replace something. And replacement for is the correct combination or the word partnership that we were looking for. And straight away you have to get the answers like this. So this is how vocabulary power can help to get you the answers very, very quickly. And this is exactly what Tejas and the other live classes students, even some of our viewers, are doing at this stage. Believing in this and then improving their scores in a phased manner. Then let's talk about reorder paragraph as well, because this is still an important part of your reading exam. Why do we ignore this reading reorder paragraph questions? The concept is very, very simple. We do have a very efficient or very promising or very popular video that is doing very well on YouTube. Several secret techniques related to reorder paragraph, a complete video. You should go and watch that video, but I'll cover it in short over here. What we need to do as step one, we need to find the first and the very independent. How we find the independent sentence is it will not have any relation to anything. It will not have any linking words. It will not have any pronouns. So eliminate all of the sentences which are having something dependent or referring to something. Cut down 2 as much as you can out of 4. Even if you are able to cut down 2, then you have only 2 remaining. Most of the time it is only one sentence that comes out as independent. Next, what we need to do is each of the sentences that you found, okay, for first sentence we found, try to find the very next connecting sentence. It will have some reference to the wordings that have been used, especially the nouns will be replaced with pronouns. So those kind of references or some linking word will be used. Again, some reference to the sentence will be there. So you don't need to find all of them in sequence. I'll show you a complete demonstration how we can find disconnected sequences and combine to get the full scores. So the main thing is connections. Find 2 connecting sentences. So if it is A, B, C, D, if we found 2 connecting sentences, A, B and C, D, and we know that A is the first independent sentence, straight away we got the full answer. So you don't need to find the connection between each of the sentences, 2 sentences at a time. That's it. And then finally you piece them together and you get the perfect answer. You don't believe me? Let me demonstrate it. Okay, so this is a question with 5 sentences. Okay, don't be nervous with this kind of sentences. Start with elimination. I straight away see these, I will eliminate that. All these places, again eliminated. This diet, again eliminated. This special diet, again eliminated, referring to something. So only one independent sentence I got is D. So I'll write it down over here. So D is the first sentence. Now, do I see any reference related to this sentence, any connections? Vegetarians do not eat meat or fish in their diet. Then I should look about either vegetarians or the diet. This sentence, because these are the two nouns that are referred over here, diet, vegetarians, and nouns will be replaced with the pronouns. So this sentence, these developments not making sense, these places not making sense. This special diet could be, or this diet. Is it actually a special diet? Do not eat meat or special or feed fish in the diet. Let's see. This diet and the connecting sentences will always provide some supporting information to the first sentence. Let's read. This diet is not only unattractive, but it may also cause nutritional imbalance if not managed well. So this definitely is highlighting the point that they do not eat meat or fish. That could cause some nutritional balance, because as we know that fishes contain a lot of proteins and nutrition. So I found another sequence. I will piece it together. But if you are stuck here, you are not able to find the very next sequence with this information, then you continue finding the rest of the sequences. Okay, forget about what comes after E. We'll try to find out connections. Let's look at these sentences. These developments, it is talking about these developments, improvements won't succeed without the effort of vegetarians. So it has to refer to some developments before I can use this sentence. I can't use it alone. Okay, next examine sentence number C. Menu in all of these places have common. Places, it is talking about places. This sentence does not talk about places, but this sentence does talk about places. Restaurants and school, cafeteria. So I found the connection. A will come first and C will come after it, because it is referring to these places. So I found the connection. Okay, another two sentences found. Where will this sentence fit? So, and amend their menus to adapt to this special diet. These developments, improvement, won't succeed without the effort of vegetarians. So, of course, this can't come after E, because E is not talking about any developments. So, if you see carefully, these developments or improvements is actually talking about the schools and restaurants trying to amend their menus to adapt to this special diet. So, these are changes, developments. Exactly what is being referred in this sentence. So I can't fit it here. I can only fit it here. Now, as we know, we found all the connecting sentences, even though we were not able to find this sequence over here, but because we know D is the first independent sentence, so this becomes our sequence. And that's how you have to improvise, adapt, and then solve the questions quickly. Let's look at some other points which we cannot ignore. Grammar is always very, very helpful. Even in the reorder paragraph, when I demonstrated it to you, I took help of the pronouns and where are the nouns, which nouns are replaced with the pronouns. Very, very helpful technique. Again, I told you about that video, is going to pinpoint it to you in detail with examples, how you can solve reorder paragraph questions in no time. Now, this concept of word types is very important in the grammar, because if you know which type of word we have to put, then you will know the answer. And of course, grammar shortcuts are really, really helpful here. Now, we have made around 2 videos to cover 10 shortcuts at a time. So there are 2 videos, 10 amazing shortcuts, 10 leak shortcuts. Go through all of them, make some notes, and then you will be able to use it or apply it. Just now we saw many questions which were actually using the grammar shortcuts. After 2 comes verb 1 most of the time. So that is exactly what we were using, the shortcuts. So it is definitely useful. And you can refer to those 2 videos that I talked about. That is going to help you. Word types is equally important. So understand which type of word is going to fit here. That comes a little bit outside the grammar shortcuts. So which is related to noun, adjectives, verb and adverb. We have been teaching this concept from a long time. In active voice, subject, verb, object, and in passive voice, object, verb, subject. Subject is the doer. What is he doing becomes the verb, and which object is being touched by the subject, that becomes the object. For example, Tom plays football, or football is being played by Tom. So that's the only difference between active and passive voice. And now you should understand that this pattern can be repeated multiple times in a sentence. So for example, if I say Tom plays football, and then I can say, and he also plays hockey. So similar pattern can be repeated in the sentence if it is a complex compound type of sentences. You just need to observe close to the blank which type of word. Just now we saw sedentary. We knew it was an adjective and we use the word such to indicate that it is talking about more than one, such, not the only one. And straight away we knew that after adjective noun comes. Which type of noun? plural noun. So combination of these concepts is going to be very, very terrific for you if you are able to master them. All it needs a little bit of time to improve your vocabulary, focus on your grammar, and then do the questions in depth. Also, another pattern that I wanted to show to you is related to the signal words. What are signal words? These are actual patterns, how you have to follow it. We recently again discussed and elaborated about this kind of questions that are coming in the exam. Although, since, because, these are conjunctions. Again, however, moreover, whereas, in addition. And these words have all come in the exam. Consequently, subsequently, concurrently. Consequently means as a result of something. Subsequently means one after the other, whereas concurrently means happening at the same time. Slightly different usage. Since, used to denote the starting of the time. Because gives a reason, thus gives a conclusive statement, although highlights two clauses, although this and this. However is used to contrast. Moreover is used in continuation. Whereas is used for comparison. Again, in addition is used to add more information. So all these conjunctions have some kind of special meaning. You just need to understand them, how they are used. And if you do that, then many of the exam questions are based on this pattern. If you don't believe me, get access to the repeated exam questions, ours or any other website, and you will see these patterns of questions coming in the exam. So let's try to solve one question using the same pattern that we just discussed now. Again, focusing on the signal words, and as you can see, the first answer. Now, not all the questions will be dependent on these, but many of the answer options will be. So Freud's psychosexual theory, leaving questions about its validity, is necessary to be tested scientifically. The question, the sentence ends here, and then you have a linking word. There is a comma after that. When does not necessarily require a comma after that. When, try to use it in your verbal language. When we do this, we also do that. So when we do this, we are not actually stopping. So when can be eliminated straight away, because this comma is straight away related to your verbal speech, how you are speaking. Now, I'm going to discuss this. So now can be used with a comma. So can be used with a comma. However can be used. So one eliminated. Now let's see what it is trying to say. The next sentence. He never did experiments, and the first sentence was talking about to be tested scientifically. So that means it is talking about some contrasting information, and as soon as you see any contrasting, you go for however. Now, however and but cannot be in the same answer option. If you see however and but in the same answer option, eliminate both of them. Okay, and we have seen questions like this again. Eliminate both of them because they have exactly the same meaning. Again, another example of another exam question that I saw very recently. Thus and therefore appearing in the same answer option, having the same meaning, eliminate both of them. They were not the answers. Okay, the remaining. You solve it using the same concepts what we have been stressing on. Some have issues with Freud's theory being more focused on male psychosexual development, comma, dash very little insight into females. What is little insights? Whenever you talk about this word insight and you are giving it to someone, so you can't mandate the insight, you can't stand, or you can't, it's not about within very little insights. You offer insights, you share the insights. Okay, insights are always found out. So you offer the insights. This is the collocation. Okay, and the last one, meaning, context, grammar, everything will be applied, especially in the reading, writing type of questions, fill in the blanks. More context, more word power, more vocabulary is applied. How you use the words, that is definitely tested. It also refers to homosexual preferences as a deviation of normal blah blah blah. Though many psychologists today feel that sexual orientation is more biological in nature and Freud's theory is dash. So that means if you understand the modern psychologists today are providing something new or different opinion. So that means they are trying to say that his theory is outdated probably. So let's see, or it is not looking at the other side, which is talking about females. So what is exactly saying? Old, stale, is it talking about being old or is it just talking about being one-sided? Now, in the previous sentences, if you do not read this sentence, especially this one, where you just selected offering insight, not offering, more focused on male, very little insight on females. So that means it is one-sided approach, and that's why this answer will be one-sided instead of old or stale. Now you see, old and stale has exactly the same word meaning. So again, they both can be eliminated. If two words are having the same word meanings, eliminate them with confidence and then look at the other ones. Unimportant is not making sense, not making sense contextually. So you eliminate that as well. So this is the approach and this is the technique that you have to apply and perfect. And I'm very sure you will be among the other students who have been writing on our channel with their successful results. If you follow this, then you are on the top of PTE reading module with a perfect 90 in no time. And as I said, if you are struggling with your PTE training, we do offer unlimited training with unlimited classes with 3 months of app access, unlimited access. Again, just WhatsApp us or Telegram us. And if you are already invested somewhere, some other institute, you just want a little bit boost up, do explore the priority and the VIP membership plans. All the links are given in the description. Now, before you leave, you should also watch the 7 PTE updates that happened in the PTE exam very recently that can either make you a winner or a loser. So in the meantime, keep watching Edutrainex and I'll soon be back with another super informative video on PTE topics. See you soon.